Howdy friends, and welcome back to Toy Box Nostalgia. I'm Douglas, and in this episode of Toy Box Remix, we, my friends, are going to take a mass-produced, off-the-shelf Mattel Masters of the Universe X Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles of Grayskull action figure, and see if we can modify it in a very cheap way that's very easy to make it stack up against something, say, from Matty Collector. That's right, my friends. We're going to make this action figure seemingly blend in with the Masters of the Universe Classics line, and it seriously takes about, I'd say, 30 minutes total, and a cost of maybe $30. So I know some of my followers aren't big fans of the Turtles of Grayskull toy line, but if you look back to the unboxing video in which I unboxed Ram Man specifically, I was absolutely taken aback by the incredible quality of this action figure. The action figure, my friends, look at this. This thing is matte finish, it's heavy, and just the quality just feels so unlike anything I've touched from Origins, or so far from opening stuff from Origins or Turtles of Grayskull. The quality of this is bananas. I immediately saw the potential in this action figure and noticed a lot of tiny little details in the sculpt that really could have benefited from a paint wash or even dry brushing, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing to this action figure. If you're new to Toy Box Nostalgia, you'd love to see more content like this show up into your YouTube newsfeed, please show support by hitting that subscribe button. Truly helps out the channel. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button and drop a comment below letting me know how you, in the past, have gone about this type of modification. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I'm gonna catch you after this quick break. So here he is, my friends. This is my custom painted Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Ram Man. Now, this is not hard to do by any means. This is nothing new. People do paint washes all the time. This is just simply a lot of paint washing of a lot of different colors. We do have dry brushing, and I did paint individual details on this, like say these spikes right here. And I did some dry brush on like the chains here. I painted the little, I guess you could call them stitches. I chose like this nice cream color to match the horns and the hooves. I made the hooves like a cream color just to match the horns. But two things I'd like to talk about are physical modifications that I made to this action figure. First of all, it came with a solid skirt down here. So I took a razor blade and very gently just cut this, which we'll see in the video. Just so these are called turges, and they're commonly worn by like ancient Roman gladiators, essentially. But whenever he's in a battle stance now, the turges will actually separate so you can see the green springy pants, like the springy legs, right through that. And I just thought that looks so cool. I love the way this action figure looks. As I mentioned at the top of the video, there's so many details that you probably wouldn't even notice without a nice paint wash to make this look I'm taken aback by how good this actually looks. Second physical modification I made was this battle axe. So the edges of the battle axe were just flat, and they were probably almost 2 millimeters in thickness. Like, it just looked kind of strange whenever the action figure was holding it, because he looks kind of realistic, right? I mean, as far as like realism, as far as like shadows and paint and stuff. So it looked really strange for him to hold a big solid plastic, like flat-edged battle axe. So I just used some sandpaper and ground down the edges until it was sharp, and then I just applied some paint to the edges right there. This bright silver, like iridescent silver. But yeah, that's it. Okay, let's take a look at the process. Now, I didn't get a lot of footage of me actually doing these tasks, just simply because I only have 2 hands. But I tried to squeeze in as much detail as possible. Again, this process is not hard by any means. It was really easy to do. Let's kick this portion of the video off by taking a close look as to what the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Ram Man action figure looked like before modification. As you see, the colors are all pretty flat. There's not a lot of paint detail, and you can definitely pick out all of the little details that the sculptors crafted into the action figure. For this project, I used a bin of acrylic paints, a couple of paintbrushes, one big and one really tiny, and a razor blade, a t-shirt, and some water. So that's where the $30 comes in. Okay, so as for the terrages, or at least the skirts, turning it into terrages, I just used the razor blade. That's the only part of this project I use the razor blade for, as you see in the footage. I put my pinky down to brace my hand. I used only the tip of the razor blade and placed it on that little valley that you see that's supposed to mark the crease in between the tear edges. This material is very, very soft and it cut really easy, and it's really easy to cut out of the line and screw it up. So that's why I was trying to brace my hand there. Okay, so finally, all of the tear edges have been separated. This looks 100% better in my opinion. The final physical modification goes to the battle axe. As you see here, I'm in my garage with just a sandpaper block, and I just ground down the edges right before painting them. So now it's time to mix paint. As you see here, I have black and I have iridescent bright silver mixed together on this little palette here, and I painted all of the silver trim on all of the armor, even his helmet. As you see here in the footage, the chains painted, the spiked shoulder armor's painted, and even part of the back. This time, whenever performing the wash, I didn't add any water to the acrylic paint, and it still worked out really well in the end because of how deep these cuts are made in all of the details of the sculpt. As you see, I added it to the belt, I've added it to the bracers, I added it even to his helmet. So for the pants, I used black, I use a warm green, a really dark warm green, and yellow, just to mix it all up to make this color right here, and then I simply just painted over the entire springy legs. As for the dark eggplant color, for the fur and anywhere on Ram Man's skin, including his face, I mixed red, blue, and white together. I put a lot more red into it to get that pinkish purple, like super duper light eggplant color. As you see here, I use a dark brown color to paint over Ram Man's antlers coming out of his head. I completely covered the antlers just to ensure that whenever I washed off the paint, that dark brown would stay in all of those grooves. You can also see here that I painted his face with that eggplant color. I put a lot of it up over his eyes, like near his eyebrows, under his nose, and I even painted his goatee silver so that, as you see here, once I performed the wash portion of this, I got a really nice salt and pepper looking goatee. I just thought that looked really cool. But as you see there, the brown stuck into the antlers perfectly, and everywhere on the silver, whenever I was performing the wash, I would ensure that I was wiping perpendicular to all of the lines to ensure that that paint stayed in those lines. As for his hooves, as you see here, I made them a cream color. We also saw it in the beginning of the video. This color, I was just trying to match the antlers. You could definitely get away with using a dark black color. I looked at a lot of images of rams and their feet. Google probably thinks I'm insane, but I thought it would be cool just to match the antlers. As for the dry brushing portion and the painting portion of this project, I just used that iridescent bright silver again. I thought that looked fantastic and really made a lot of the silver parts of the armor, the chain, the belt, just look like metal. I just painted it in random areas just to make it seem like some portions of the steel were brighter. I even painted the spikes up there on the shoulder armor, all of the rivets in the belt, Those rivets were easy because I essentially just did a wash, but also in this footage you could see the rivets at the bottoms of the pants that separate this green springy pants from the hooves and the feet. I painted each one of those using that bright silver, and I thought it turned out really cool.
Bring on the waves, bring on the day, now I got you in front of me. Kisses or blaze, touches or waves with their hands all over.